Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is James and this is Laverne, and you are watching Wonderful World. And Laverne is my leopard gecko. Laverne eats a staple diet of crickets, and about once a week I have to go get her a load of crickets. And if any of you have any reptiles or amphibians that eat feeder crickets, I thought what I would do today is show you how I take care of my crickets and give you some tips on how you can keep them alive a little bit longer so that you can get the most out of your crickets. Crickets are not cheap. I think some of the pet stores overcharge for them just a little bit. And so, like I said, she eats mostly crickets. A lot of people feed their their leopard geckos, mealworms or superworms. Laverne just seems like she's never really liked the worms, but she does love her crickets. And whenever I put a little handful of crickets in her enclosure, she suddenly becomes quite a predator, hunting them down. She is just a beautiful animal, and she is so loving. So I think I'll put her back in her enclosure and I will show you how I take care of my crickets. There are really just three main things that you really need to have on point to keep your crickets healthy and alive. And that is number one, keeping their bin and their environment clean. And number two, keeping them hydrated. And number three, feeding them healthy food. And as long as you have those three things taken care of, your crickets should live long enough to be food. I keep all of my crickets in these sterilite tubs, and so the first thing I do every time I get new crickets is give these tubs a good washing with some very hot soapy water. So it's important to feed your crickets healthy food, and by gut loading them with that healthy food, then they are going to be healthy food for your pets. So here I've prepared some carrots and some green peppers, and that's going to be a healthy diet to keep these crickets alive and make them more nutritious for my animals that are going to eat the crickets. And of course, Luna and Little Dog are always happy when I take care of crickets because they both love carrots. So you'll have to excuse me because it's early in the morning when I decided to do this. So I'm walking around with bare feet and wearing my pajamas. But I'm getting these tubs ready. The first thing I do is put some paper towels in the bottom of the tub. And now I'm just putting cardboard in the tub to give space for the crickets to crawl on. These cardboard egg cartons cut into pieces are excellent for that. You can also use paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls, or like I'm doing here, I just have some cardboard from some cardboard boxes that I just folded and stuck those in there. And here I am adding their food. And what I use for like a plate for the food are just bottle caps from the bottled water that I use. So I put a cap in there with the carrots on it. I also put a cap of the water gel. And the water gel that I use is the Fluker's Cricket Quencher. That works real well to keep them hydrated. But I definitely don't use the pre-made food, like those little orange cubes you can buy. For the food, I stick with just fresh fruit and vegetables. So today I'm giving them some carrots and some green peppers, but you can use all kinds of things. Sometimes I use sweet potatoes. Sometimes I use cut up pieces of oranges. You can put banana peels in there, and they like that. You don't want to put just a bowl of water because they can drown in that, and that's why I use the water gel. And so at this point, we have this tub all ready to go. They have their food for their nutrition, and that's going to make them nutritious for the animals to eat. Some of these egg cartons are a little bit dirty. I've used them once. I usually don't use them more than 2 times. You can see here I have holes drilled into the sides of this tub to give it ventilation. And that's really all these crickets need to stay healthy. And they really only need to stay healthy long enough to be food for my animals. So I have my tubs ready, and the food is in there, the water gel is in there, their cardboard is in there. Now it's just time to add the crickets. And I have 1 tub ready, and I'm going to add 100 large crickets. One reason I use the Sterilite tubs is because they're tall enough that it's harder for the crickets to jump out. And you'll notice that these crickets are just immediately going for that food and the water gel. And then I just put the lid on the container. I have a shelf in the closet of this room where I store both of these tubs of crickets. And I have a tub ready just the same way for the smaller crickets. I'm going to add about 50 of the small crickets. And that's really all there is to it. That's going to last me for the animals that I have about a week to 2 weeks, depending on how the crickets survive. If I do a good job of keeping them alive, that'll last me about 2 weeks. Okay, and that's all there is to it. I hope you guys found this useful, and I hope you enjoyed meeting Laverne. If you did, do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button, and I will have plenty of more videos for you to come. So until then, I look forward to seeing you again real soon.